and supporters. Thank you. It is a great pleasure to welcome you to the Regional Forum, Climate Partnerships, Shared Strategies for the Western Balkans. On behalf of Balkan Green Foundation, thank you for joining us here in Pristina. The forum is organized by BGF in cooperation with GIZ Kosovo, operating on behalf of the German government. It is part of the project Energy Transformation and Decarbonization in the Western Balkans, supported by the German Federal Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development, and it is implemented together with reputable organizations such as German Watch, Belgrade Open School, and Ecosfest. It is fair to say that collaboration across Western Balkans is not always known for being effortless. Yet in our consortium and in the work with the national core groups, cooperation has been running very smoothly. When the topic is decarbonization and just transition, we seem to find common ground almost naturally. Perhaps because these challenges recognize no borders and demand continuous results-oriented cooperation. This forum was designed with that in mind. Its purpose is not only ceremonial, but to test what climate partnerships can mean in practice for the Western Balkans. We chose an expert-level format because the questions on the table are not abstract. They are immediate and pressing. How do we build alliances for a just transition that go beyond declarations and actually shift resources and responsibilities? How do we tackle the challenge of home heating, one of the largest sources of household emissions in the region, while keeping energy affordable? And how do we align climate ambition with development needs in economies that still face structural gaps? These are questions that cannot be answered with slogans, but they demand technical expertise, honesty, and debate. There are already many conferences on energy. Too often they stop at megawatts, emissions, and targets. This forum is meant to do something else, and that is to humanize the energy transition, to ask what opportunities will the energy systems of tomorrow create? What safety nets and benefits must they deliver to citizens? Government actions are often paralyzed by short-term politics, and climate targets at times feel distant and even imposed. That's why the transition will only succeed if the citizens, municipalities, businesses, and other stakeholders have ownership in the process. Bottom-up initiatives bring trust and legitimacy, and these are what ultimately sustain reforms through changing cycles. And they remind us that decarbonization is not just about reaching net zero by 2050, it is about how we get there, with whom and for whom. At Balkan Green Foundation, our role is not only to advocate for ambitious climate policies and sustainable development, but also to provide platforms for regional discussions such as these. We connect experts, stakeholders, and decision makers across the region so that strategies are not written in isolation, but shaped through honest exchange. By doing so, we ensure that the Western Balkans green transition is not only aligned with the European targets, but also grounded in the realities that we are living in. The agenda before us today reflects this ambition. The panels bring together practitioners from energy companies, international financial institutions, civil society, and local initiatives. They will not just exchange abstract concepts, but they will share concrete perspectives on how climate partnerships can support the region. We understand that the work ahead is complex and no single actor can deliver alone. But by coming together in spaces like this forum and sharing lessons, challenging assumptions, and building trust, we lay the foundation for solutions that actually last. Let me conclude by thanking you once again for your presence and your commitment. May today's discussions be fruitful and inspiring. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Fiona. It's my great pleasure to deliver opening remarks to this regional forum as the political officer at the German embassy here in Pristina. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, almost 5 years ago, on November 10, 2020, the leaders of the Western Balkans adopted the Sofia Declaration on the Green Agenda for the Western Balkans. The declaration was a critical milestone. A critical milestone not only because the declaration endorsed the European Green Deal with its core goal of achieving climate neutrality by 2050, but also because with it, Western Balkan states committed to, quote, coordinating the development of joint regional vision for a greener and prosperous Western Balkans, end quote. Today, that joint regional vision is more necessary than ever. The challenges the region faces on its path to climate neutrality are considerable. Still today, and this was mentioned in the introductory remarks, around 60% of electricity in the region is generated from coal. Energy efficiency remains relatively low. The transition from a linear to a circular economy is far from complete, and energy poverty still affects too many cities in the region. According to estimates, 40 billion euros of investment are needed until 2050 to tackle these challenges. Let me be clear. With a changing climate, the region is prone to serious hazards. Wildfires, floods, extreme heat, landslides, to name just a few. The cost of associated damages is immense. According to projections, the cost of climate damages could reach up to 4% of annual GDP by 2050. Germany is committed to playing a leading role in supporting the Western Balkans on its path to climate neutrality. That is why in October 2023, the federal government, together with its Western Balkan partners, established the Regional Climate Partnership as an instrument to accelerate the implementation of the Green Agenda for the Western Balkans. Through this initiative, the German government works with its reform-minded partners in the Western Balkans in the framework of the Green Agenda, specifically in the field of climate and energy, to make progress on a socially just and economically sustainable transition. Within the framework of the Regional Climate Partnership, Germany pledged a total of 1.5 billion euros of financial assistance up until 2030 in order to pave the way for decarbonization and alignment with EU climate targets. The outcomes we've achieved so far, collectively, are notable. Over 25 cities and municipalities in the region, such as Tirana, Podgorica, Sarajevo, have launched ambitious mobility and climate plans. And they have shared their experience with the region. Tirana, for example, plans on introducing a system of electric express buses by 2029. Bus stops, charging stations, and bus depots will have photovoltaic systems. Here in Pristina, 70,000 more people are now connected to the district heating system and have reliable, affordable, and clean heating through the winter. New transmission lines have been laid, and new transformer stations and switching houses have been built. This infrastructure connects Albania with North Macedonia and Kosovo with the Serbian Montenegrin sections of the Trans-Balkan corridor. The region is now better connected, and more electricity is being generated and shared across borders. These have been significant steps, but more should follow. For a just transition and effective decarbonization, the region needs broad public awareness for climate issues. In our bilateral climate partnership with Kosovo that was established in March last year, raising public awareness was identified as one key priority. Citizen engagement and bottom-up ideas are needed. This is why I, as political officer at the Embassy of the Federal Republic of Germany here in Kosovo, responsible for climate affairs, am grateful for today's regional forum that serves as a platform for all regional stakeholders. Throughout the next hours, you will address crucial aspects of the regional climate agenda, like building climate alliances, decarbonizing home heating, and aligning climate ambition with development. I wish everyone a productive exchange and thank the Balkan Green Foundation and the GIZ office here in Kosovo for putting up this excellent program. Thank you very much.
We have jointly started our cross-border project between Germany, Kosovo, North Macedonia and Serbia almost 3 years ago, with the global objective to contribute to an energy transition in the Western Balkans. Ambitious goals need strong commitment. And here we are, 3 years later, to celebrate the regional forum and our project's milestones with a wider audience from politics, business and diverse individuals from civil society. And I'm glad that also young people from YMCA are joining us. Cross-border collaboration can mean extra challenges, but can also enrich fruitful debates. In our case, I am sure that we have been enriching the regional debate. We have conducted virtual cross-border discussions on decentralizing the energy sector and exchange on how to increase energy efficiency. With the same purpose, we conducted study visits in North Macedonia and Greece, and now soon presenting our learnings on TikTok as Mythbusters. Those are little quick explainers about energy and climate for a young audience to have a quality information source on facts and climate myths. The regional roadmap will showcase examples from Kosovo on how we can increase energy efficiency in the region and how we can learn from Serbia to have more democratic and decentralized energy supply. North Macedonia is contributing by providing examples from their coal regions in transition. Most importantly, we want to derive how to transfer these successful national models to the region. The heart of our project are the respective core groups, one group in each country. Diverse people and organizations have met regularly to discuss one specific aspect of decarbonization. Today we have representatives of those groups on the stage. We can compare and reflect on the individual ideas of each core group. National results and best practices get a platform to steer a debate cross-border. I am looking forward to the panel discussion on climate alliances, building bridges for a just transition. To be fair, all this could not have been happening without political will and the introduction of the Regional Climate Partnership for the Western Balkans. As one of the first projects implemented under the umbrella of the Regional Climate Partnership, we are also happy to share our impression and insights on how we can make this partnership unfold its most value. We are definitely proud pioneers, but for sure not alone. In the third panel, the discussion will touch upon more examples of that climate partnership and gather insights on its future. Climate partnerships should be at the center of German and European climate diplomacy. They have proved as a successful instrument to build alliances amongst countries and to enrich the international dialogue. The soon starting COP in Ballkan will demonstrate once more that only a strong and united European continent can push for more ambitious climate goals to keep the Paris Agreement within reach. A strong Europe is needed more than ever, especially after the latest US climate statements at the UN General Assembly.